What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman, aka Allfires. Now, as a lot of us left the theater this past weekend seeing Guardians of the Galaxy, and for a film that's inevitably going to break a $500 million in just its second weekend in the international box office, the sentiment amongst the fan base was it really reminded us of those classic MCU films from just over a decade ago. Say something like the first Guardians volume or Captain America Winter Soldier. Now, with the promise from Marvel Studios that a series right around the corner and Secret Invasion is going to harken back to those same vibes, and with the fourth installment for Captain America right on the horizon early next year, I think there's a real and true genuine optimism amongst the fan base that we may be headed back to those days. But unfortunately, and at least in the earliest part of Phase 5, projects are going to suffer in the same way they did because of Phase 4's external problems, causing major delays and or rewrites and forcing Marvel to change what they originally wanted to do with the project. Today we are specifically talking about Captain America 4 New World Order, and apparently the name and title for this film is going to change officially. We're going to talk about why, what the reasons being given are. No, it does not have anything to do with the writer's strike, and because of what we already know about this film, I think there's some real likely candidates for what it's actually going to be titled. We're going to break down the latest Captain America 4 and the official name change. But first, if you could grab the subscribe button. We do daily Marvel content at the channel, and that's all we do. Everything from official Easter egg breakdowns, trailers, and reviews to the occasional industry insider report and everything in between. So if that sort of thing's for you, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. That will automatically enter you to win our ongoing PS5 giveaway. We just announced a brand new winner days ago. Again, all you got to do, hit the sub button, leave a comment down below, stick around to the end of the video. We get into all the giveaway stuff again there. Okay, so this was as reported by the Direct, but over the last week, two industry insiders indicating Captain America New World Order will be getting a brand new title, and when pressed further, one of them indicated it actually had nothing to do with the writer's strike, rather what happened to the original Falcon and the Winter Soldier TV show. Some of you may remember that original series was called Pandemic Productions LLC, and the main plot of the show actually was written and centered around a pandemic. Well, even though it's usually art imitating life, and as sometimes happens, life imitates art, and because we went into a real-world pandemic, Marvel Studios decided to rewrite and take out huge parts of the show, and that's why to some viewers the show seemed very disjointed and or hastily written. It had a lot to do with that, and then them doing that during the pandemic. That's exactly what's going on with Captain America New World Order, what's going on with Russia and China right now. Apparently Marvel Studios, because of the geopolitical landscape in the real world, and some people actually referring to the alliance between Russia and China as a New World Order, Marvel Studios is going to want to change that title. And you may have also heard they just did last minute reshoots for Secret Invasion as well, because part of that series was shot in Russia and they want to reshoot it somewhere else so there can be some continuity. So what's going on in the real world impacting what they're trying to do fictionally inside the MCU? Now, we already know a ton of what this film is set to feature around, so I think there's three real likely possibilities for the title, and let's break them down now. Number one, we already know President Ross is going to be playing Red Hulk, and other than Bruce Banner himself, it seems like almost every supporting character from that original Incredible Hulk film is going to be a part of this. So whether or not Banner shows up, I think is highly likely, but because it's centered around Hulks, some people have floated the idea that this may be called Captain America World War Hulks. I think there is absolutely zero chance of Hulk being included in the title of a Captain America movie. Number one, it's a Captain America movie. Number two, it's Sam Wilson's first movie as Captain America, and it's bad enough that people keep talking about Chris Evans coming back as Captain America. They're not going to put Hulks in the title of a Captain America film, so you can rule that out. The next major plot point that we know about the film revolves around the villain group, the Serpent Society, and this has pretty much been corroborated across the industry by multiple rumors at this point, but at least some point in the film is going to feature members of this villain team. There's also a ton of title cards on the internet for Captain America Serpent Society, and famously this might have ended up being Captain America 3 before Kevin Feige insisted that they ended up doing Civil War instead of the Mad Bomb original narrative that they had written for the script. So this could be Captain America Serpent Society, but I'm highly skeptical of this as well, and as I've argued in the previous videos when we've broken down what this team would mean for the film, is that they're sort of a lesser boss or a lesser team. Yeah, they're one of the most established crime organizations globally in the comics, but still not enough of what this film is set to center on. And when you have huge players like Harrison Ford's Thunderbolt Ross becoming the Red Hulk, the leader, the Hulk storyline, there's just not enough film to go around focusing on where Sam Wilson needs to start at the beginning of the film and his arc throughout it, and then also focusing on Serpent Society. So I actually anticipate their involvement in the film being less than or very minor, maybe like an Act 1 boss that he can get past with his new team, and because of that, I would be surprised if they named the entire film Serpent Society. Now, the third major plot point happens to center around adamantium, what's going on with Tiamat Island that may be called Genosha, and what's going on with a brand new metal there that's not vibranium, so obviously adamantium, and the US government wanting to obtain that metal as probably extension of the setup that we saw during Wakanda Forever, and really a much longer extension of Thunderbolt Ross's through line of being obsessed with super soldiers, so much so he wants to make new ones, control them, and even becomes one himself in the Red Hulk. I think that there's a chance that maybe Weapon X, weapons program, could play a role in this movie as a sort of setup long-term for our own Wolverine once we get past the multiverse saga. But again, I think the Weapons X name carries way too much connotation with Wolverine, and I think that's only going to be a secondary, maybe even tertiary plot point to the main overarching point of the film, which is Sam Wilson will have all of these enhanced characters around him, but he himself has yet to take the super soldier serum. We also happen to know that not only is one other Captain America coming back in Carl Lumley's Isaiah Bradley, but Eli Bradley as well, who might go on to don the mantle of Patriot, who we saw during the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, might also be back for, let's say, what I would call a Cap Corps or Captain America Corps during this film to face off against the multiple Hulks or Red Hulk and the leader. Either way, if the title Legacy wasn't already being used for the new Superman movie, it would be a great title for this film as it looks to explore what super soldier really means, and Sam Wilson as the new Cap, he is not a super soldier, but he's still Captain America. That's why I think the title for this film, if they're going to change it, will deal with directly that, where you had Captain America, the First Avenger, and then Captain America, Winter Soldier, Captain America, Civil War. This could be Captain America, the super soldier, because specifically Sam Wilson is not one, but he is still a soldier fighting on behalf of the United States, even when someone like Thunderbolt Ross has become president of the US. Even when the government has been corrupted, he's still standing for the US and what's right. He's still acting as a soldier. So I think there's a lot of connotation with that name. And speaking of which, I think there's even more connotation for New World Order, even if they drew it directly from the comics, and it really has to do with a completely separate villain we haven't had a chance to talk about. New World Order in the real world, when people use it, holds a very weird weight amongst conspiracy theories. I was just very surprised they used that title in the first place, and it sort of makes you wonder if it wasn't always a placeholder and from the beginning, pretty much just treating everything Marvel Studios announces now as subject to change. I guess that's the way they've been treating it. Speaking of which, guys, though, we are in the middle of a writer's strike, so if major changes like that and rewrites to the script that prompt those sort of things were to happen or need to happen still, they can't happen just yet. Captain America New World Order already started filming. We've seen some on-set photos, and pretty soon it'll move inside to Trilla Studios. So one would hope that they've already got enough of what they're doing down, regardless of the changes that they're going to make, so they can press forward with this, and hopefully the writer's strike will be done by the time they need to do rewrites and reshoots, but only time will tell. Guys, let me know all your thoughts down below, what you think the brand new title for Captain America 4 New World Order should be, and how hype you are for this film. As always, I'm all ears. Quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. All right, we're still giving away PlayStation 5s. The next one is right around the corner to correspond with Secret Invasion's release. If you want to be entered to win, it's super simple, and all the same rules will always apply. Make sure you hit the subscribe button because you need to be a subscriber, then leave a comment down below because it's truly random. The more videos you comment on, the better chance they have of winning. All winners will be announced at the end of videos, live with the comments shown on screen and with my voice, so please be safe on my channel, any others across the YouTube platform. Never give anybody your information, and no YouTuber, myself included, will ever charge for shipping. So if you should get someone in the comments, just report that comment to YouTube. They'll delete the comment and account here and across the platform, so really you're doing a huge service to the community. My name's Michael Roman. You can find me in a couple of places, Instagram and Twitter at I'mFires. You can also find me on Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, Apple, iTunes, wherever you listen to original music under the name Allfires. And while I'd sincerely appreciate you checking out my music, thanks for checking this channel out. Stick around. We'll be posting again real soon.